Mr. Toad's Wild Ride is a dark ride at Disneyland Park in Anaheim, California. It is loosely based on an adaptation of Kenneth Graham's The Wind in the Willows, 1908, one of two segments comprising in the animated package film The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad, 1949. The ride is one of the few main attractions operational since the park's opening in July 1955, although the current iteration of the ride is opened in 1983. Mr. Toad's Wild Ride is located in Fantasyland. A variation of the attraction also existed as an opening day attraction at Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World from 1971 until 1998. In all versions, the attraction guests have assumed the role of titular Mr. Toad, recklessly careening through the English countryside and streets of London in a period motor car before ultimately meeting demise in a railroad tunnel and up in tongue-in-cheek depiction of hell. The attraction, unlike other Fantasyland dark rides, is not a direct retelling of the film that it was based on. Its ending is in particular an original scene that has no basis in either the 1949 film or the original novel by Kenneth Graham. Originally envisioned as a roller coaster, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride was realized as a dark ride because Walt Disney felt as though a roller coaster might not have been appropriate for young children and the elderly. Hello, my name is Logan Shaw. Welcome to the story. Today we're going to talk about Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Thanks for coming. Let's get into it. Alright, so there's a seemingly dry spell in terms of what this ride is meant to present. And what it's meant to present is something of a new and addition that has never been seen before. I mean, if you're familiar with Ichabod and Mr. Toad, you'll get Mr. Toad's drastic ability to start mayhem. With a cottage car or a car of his own, a speedster, he finds himself in trouble in due process of being mad. And so what that means is simply the greystone of what makes everything so implemented together. With that being said, there's something beautiful about that. The idea of Raj being able to show the omnipotence of what a toad, especially Mr. Toad, can do. It seems to tell the story of a mad ride through mayhem. And due to speed and other intricate things, it ends up being kind of this big scope of, well, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Going for a bookstore, a judge, and then hell, there's plenty of things that happen in this ride that'll keep your toes up. That'll keep your senses up, especially the ending. So what does this all mean? What are the nooks and crannies that make this ride what it is? Well, let's go into detail. So the thing is, when you come on this ride, expect the out of the ordinary. Expect a surprise at the end. This ride was there opening day, and due to this, it seems to be something that has been refurbished many times for the pleasure of people who are daring to journey on this very ride that is Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. And with that, there seems to be a gray scale between what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. But a lot of people accept this ride, even though it has some subjectable things in it. And a lot of things that end up being with the idea of Mr. Toad's Wild Ride ends up being the things that are really important to know about the dangers of life. The dangers of life that lead into the promises of tomorrow, and how we can get through those dangers in life in general. See, Mr. Toad is a dangerous person. Toad. Dangerous Toad. And he ends up being more dangerous than you think. Ruining things, running from cops, ending up in hell. These are all things that are dangerous in spite of being a toad or a person. But here's the thing. What is this ride trying to show us? What is this ride trying to make sure we understand? And how can we apply it to our lives? Application, of course. So, here's the thing. Danger is in the way of many of the things that we go through today. Something dangerous could be something life-taking. Something dangerous could be soul-taking. Something dangerous could be well-being in terms of your aura and versa of taking. Here's the thing. When you realize how dangerous the world can be, the wild ride is what you can make it. And when you can compete against those dangers in terms of being courageous through it, you realize that your wild ride is the supplement and the medication of danger to go on wild turns, take new chances, and be able to do new things. Because here's the thing, when you're out there on an adventure, danger's waiting to come in. So what are you doing to have the wildest ride you can and take the chances that you're willing to take, no matter what the mistake or circumstance can hold? Thank you for my application. Let's continue forward. Think of my Logan story. Think of the historical world for context or Disneyland rides. There are more rides in the future, so keep an eye out for those. Also, the mission is 1,000 subscribers. You guys can get there by hitting the share, like, and subscribe button right on the screen. Also by hitting the bell. Leave a comment if you can too. Thank you again, and peace.